Hey everybody, we're going to be discussing H-1Bs to RFEs today. Maybe you don't know, but my name is Tom and I am sure glad to see you because if you're watching this, there is a high probability that you are what I like to call America's secret sauce. You're probably not from here. You're not like, lily white like myself, but you are somebody who desperately wants to become an American, and you have a question about H-1Bs and RFEs, and we're going to talk about that right now. Again, I'm going to say this a lot. You are America's secret sauce. The people that take the risk to come to America and they want to call it home so badly that they do you have any idea how difficult it is and how expensive it is to get an H-1B visa? It isn't easy, but it's for you. Hopefully you're an F-1 student. If you're an F-1 student, that means that you're here and you're able to study at an accredited university, of course. And if you're an F-1 student, I really can't stress this enough. You should be in a STEM major, and you absolutely need to pick up a business major because that will set you apart. Everybody's going to have the technical skills, but you're going to be the one who's thinking about the bottom line and always creating value, and that will probably help you get hired. Now, this visa status, you're going to hear a lot about status when you're a visa. You have to be in status, otherwise you have no status and you can be taken out. The F-1's visa allows people to study in America and, of course, talk to your DSO, your designated school officer, about that. And these visas are open for long enough for you to get your education. And it's not just your bachelor's. It also goes all the way up through your PhD. If you're in STEM and you're in a PhD program, there is a high probability you have an F-1 visa because many F-1 students, well, just gotta be honest, they are not from America. You know what the Americans are out doing? Yeah, probably that. So, how do you go from an F-1 to an H-1B? It's pretty easy. You roll the dice. You have to win the lottery, or, and we'll do this later, you can work for a cap exempt employer. There's a lot of them. We really like them over at workvisas.solutions, where we are making H-1B applications and managing data every single day. Now, why would you want to continue on the F-1 visa until you get your master's? Because then you can get cap exempt or cap gap or something. I don't know. There's so many damn caps in immigration. But for master's degrees and PhDs, there's an extra 20,000 H-1Bs per year. So, again, how do you go from an F-1 to an H-1B? Well, you apply for a job and you get a job offer contingent upon you getting an H-1B visa. Now, your H-1Bs, make sure, and well, we're positive down where we make these, that you're only going to get it if you have a bachelor's degree. And we prefer if you're an American, because it's just easier for you to find a job, get offered a job, enter the lottery, and hopefully win if you are in America. And that is exactly what happened to our caller this week. Now, what does that mean, our caller this week? Do you take a call every week? Yes, we do. I'm Tom. I'm the creator of workvisas.solution, the online leader in H-1B applications and data management. So if you want to know more about it, you can always Google Tom Howard Immigration, and you'll find out that I'm an attorney who likes to code, and you'll see that I am donating an hour of my time each week to answer your questions. The easiest way, you're probably watching this on either YouTube or on Facebook, and so if you're on YouTube, why don't you really quickly click that little thumbs up button. Yeah, you do that. And then after you click the little thumbs up button, maybe you should have like a small party, Okay, that's enough partying. Thank you very much for clicking the thumbs up. Now, if you're on Facebook, you can also click the thumbs up. The thumbs up is basically everywhere. Or you can share this. Comments. If there's comments, I can review those. And every week, I'm going to donate an hour of my time in my busy schedule for your questions. Why? because I believe that you're America's secret sauce. I like you and I want you to do well. In 10 years, I want to meet you and I want you to say, hey, Tom, your software was great. It really helped me not only get my first H-1B job, but keep all my documents in a secure location so that I could always keep my status. And then I was able to find my American dream job. I'm now on a green card. I've started a beautiful company. It's called, I don't even know. I mean, because it's the future, right? Because Google's not that old. Facebook's not that old. YouTube's not that old. I have no idea what you're going to come up with. That's why you're America's secret sauce. And the question this week was of a guy, mostly they are guys, but he was doing just this. He was here on an F-1 getting a STEM degree, and then he went even further and he stayed on the F-1 to go after his master's. And something cool happened. Oh yeah, he won the H-1B lottery. Wait, that's not a cool sound for winning the H-1B lottery. I need like some victory sound. I still love this one. Okay, so he partied for a bit because he won the H-1B lottery. Something has happened since Trump has taken over. There's a new sheriff in town, and that sheriff likes to say things about some countries where the people aren't, white like his ex-wives. But these requests for evidence, they do happen. They happen fairly often. They're up over 300% since Trump took over. We usually call them RFEs. It's one of the reasons why you absolutely should create an account over at workvisas.solution and start filling out your profile, because we're going to help you make sure that all your ducks are in a row. All your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, because the software helps maintain the data. And when you get these RFEs, there's only so many. So we're in the process now of coding the RFEs and making sure that process is also going to be streamlined. But guys, if you're watching this, you probably know how it is to build software. It's not a light switch. I mean, Facebook today ain't Facebook 5 years ago or 10. So I hope that you're going to help us. You just might. This guy got a request for evidence, and it turned his awesome American dream of getting his master's and his H-1B upside down. Why? Because he had to go home. He had to travel, and travel happens. I mean, you got to go home sometimes. Health problems, family problems, anything. And he was worried because he's got this H-1B that's been approved. Of course, the employer didn't pay for premium processing, which means that when he gets RFE'd, and RFEs are up 300%, you have to go to the back of the line. You know, the line's about 6 months long. Yeah, but the premium processing line is 2 weeks. Granted, premium processing is an extra $1,250 or so, but, paying for expediency is sometimes a smart move. And this guy's sitting out there in limbo. His RFE has not been adjudicated. He doesn't know if he's going to get his visa or not. And what does he do? He still has to leave. Now, I had to look into this, and fortunately, as an AILA member, I got all sorts of data. What's AILA? You might have just been saying, hang on a second there, buddy. I know that you're going on. But what's AILA? I can tell you. It's the American Immigration Lawyers Association. And a great organization. I'm learning a whole bunch. I didn't start in immigration. I started in software. And then I found immigration, and I'm like, why? What? This can be code. Most litigation can't be code. But, again, let's get to the important shit that you tuned in for. How do you travel after you got your RFE? Well, there's a few, okay? There's the plain vanilla. Plain vanilla is what I like to call you graduate from college. So you go from your F-1. Your F-1's now going to go away because the studies are over. Now you get what you call your OPT, your optional practical training, where you're allowed to work in the exact field that you majored in. So that's one of the reasons why I said, spread it. Make sure that you're not just majoring in one of the STEM fields, but make sure that you're majoring in one of the STEM fields and then pick up another one so that you have diversity. I even have 2 majors, and I'm white. So anyway, when you're on the OPT and you're trying to win the H-1B lottery, you got maybe 1 shot, maybe 3, because there's been this new extension, which we'll talk about later. For STEM people, they now have 3 years, not 1. And so in theory, you can roll the dice 3 times. Oh, what if you're on an F-1, which is good for another 4 or 5 years because you're going to get you're planning on going for your master's or your PhD, which they take time. So while you're doing that, you may be getting bored. You're getting job offers. You got a job offer, you win the lottery, but bang, you're RFE'd. That's exactly what happened to our guy. And I looked that up and I said, well, look, even if you had the cap or the gap where you're going from OPT and the OPT time's going to run out before your H-1B is there, but you've won the H-1B lottery, you're okay. You're okay. You can come back in. You can travel. Now, granted, it would be easier if you won the H-1B lottery from Norway, simply because of the current political climate in America. Political climates change. The H-1B has been around since 1991. Presidents have come and go. Policy has come and gone. And it would not surprise me if the next president is far more liberal when it comes to H-1Bs. So he was able to come and go on that because he's still waiting for his H-1B to be determined. But then he's got that RFE problem. Well, why doesn't he come and go on his F-1? Sure, he's got a job offer, but he might not have it. And he's still getting his master's in engineering. Why don't you just continue to pursue your education and then wait for this RFE thing to either resolve and you get the visa, resolve and you don't get the visa, and so you can still be studying. He's got 2 options. So when you have to leave and you don't want to really only have one, it's good to have options. You don't want to have one choice. Not too many options, but you want to have a belt and suspenders kind of thing where even if you lose, you win. And so he has that going for him, because even if he can't get back in because his H-1B, because he doesn't have that status yet. He's been provisionally approved. He won the lottery, but then he got RFE'd like everybody else, and he didn't pay for premium processing, so it's an RFE plus another 6 months. Good luck. So he might not find out if he gets his visa until next semester, for all I know. Anyway, I'm going to switch right on over to how we're going to end this. Now, I would like to thank OBS for making some really, really cool software. I'm sorry that I'm not that good at it yet. I'm also sorry for the rambling.